morning. Good morning, everyone. We are live. What day is it? I don't even think I know what day it is. All these days kind of go together at this point. Well, it is Wednesday morning. I'm going to give it a second here while everybody gets on. But over the last couple of months, I've been having so much fun on these trainings and doing the Q&A with everybody. So I just want to say thank you for spending all this time with me. And I know a lot of you have booked your mentorship calls and joined the organization. We've had a lot of one-on-one time together. And I must say, it's just been so much fun. And, all of us at Homeschool, we are just so committed to your success, whether it's through this Facebook group, whether it's through the podcast, whether it's through our mentorship. Your success is just so important to us because I say it all the time, if it wasn't for real estate, I wouldn't be who I am and I just wouldn't have the life that I have. And it really just all started with a mission, a passion, a dream of, selling houses. And then one day I said I wanted to flip houses and then I wanted to do it on TV and then I wanted to buy commercial real estate and then I wanted to teach people. And as you can see, pretty much everything I've ever wanted in my life has actually come into fruition. And the reason it's actually happened is because I've taken the necessary steps to get everything I've wanted out of my life. So the reason I say that is action. We got to be taking massive action on a daily basis. We have to chase our dreams, chase our goals, and never stop trying. It's all about trial and error. You try something, it doesn't work. You try it again a different way, it doesn't work. Try it again a different way, it doesn't work. And you keep trying until you figure out the way that works. So, again, just so excited to be on here with you guys today. Good morning, Kathleen. How are you? So let's kick this off with some questions. I'm here to answer all your real estate questions. So go ahead, put them in the chat. We have about 30 minutes together today, and let's get this thing going. All right. Well, technology's a little slow today. I think questions are coming through. Was anyone on the Privy deal finding session last night? That was just incredible, and it looks like we might have got a deal too. So I got to follow up on that today. All right. Good morning. Good morning to Sean. How are you? Kathleen. Kathleen, do you have any questions for me today? All right. Ryan was there last night. Yeah, it was pretty cool, huh, Ryan? It's amazing the technology that's out there today that can really help people, get into house flipping, get into wholesaling. Back in my day when I started, man, you had to knock on doors and drop flyers and make calls. And obviously, you should still do those things. But with today, you have this technology where a lot of this stuff is automated and you can use software to start looking for deals today. So it's pretty exciting. All right. Good morning, James. All right. So I have a question for everybody on right now. Is there anyone out there that is trying to get their first deal? What issues are you having? What are some things I can help you with? Here is a question. Have you ever entered a JV with a contractor who will be doing the grunt work? Is that recommended? I don't recommend that because it's more expensive to give a contractor half the profit than it is to pay them their fee for the job. So it's about the math. If you hire a contractor to do a $100,000 job and say they make $20,000 profit, where the same house, if it was a $100,000 profit, you had to give away half, which is 50,000. You're actually leaving 30,000 on the table. So I believe it's better to hire the contractors. All right. Ben, yes, we absolutely teach wholesaling. I actually just filmed a whole bunch of videos with my good friend Jamil Damji, and that's in our student center. I don't know if you booked your mentorship call, but they're totally free. So I would click the link above, book that call, and see how we can get you going. And wholesaling is the biggest opportunity with real estate right now. There's just so much opportunity. Christina, she got the Privy. All right, awesome. Yeah, I'm loving Privy. I mean, it's such an incredible system. All right, I'm looking for some more questions here. All right. So I have a question for you guys. Is there anyone on right now that doesn't think they can wholesale a house? Is there anyone on right now that doesn't think they can flip a house? Is there anyone on right now that doesn't think they can be a real estate investor? So that's my question to you. What are the reasons you think you can't do this? Because I want to prove you wrong. You can do this. So I want to know what's going on in your mind. Okay, I got some questions here. All right. This is from Ryan. Uh-oh. Questions are coming in fast now. Hold on. Okay. This is from Ryan. Question for you on privy wholesaling. If we find deals in states that we aren't licensed in, uh-oh. Sorry, messages are moving fast on me. If we find deals in states that we aren't licensed in and therefore don't have access to the state approved contracts, then what contracts do we use to write offers? You know, we have all of that information in the Student Center, Ryan, over at Homeschooled. So I would definitely book your mentorship call, explain exactly what you need, and they'll be able to send you in the right direction. This is from Tashawn. Tark, if I want to follow in your footsteps with buying and flipping real estate, but I don't have any experience, would the homeschooled program or your mentorship, program be best? I would like to start wholesale so I can build revenue. Absolutely, that is the best place to start. So there's a link in this chat right now. Click on that link. You can book your free strategy session where we're going to show everything that it's going to take to get you going in this business. And if you want to start off wholesaling to build your capital base, I think that's a fantastic idea, especially right now. Okay. Excuse me. Do you recommend getting a proof of funds letter? Yes, I definitely recommend getting a proof of funds letter. If you haven't booked your strategy session, book your strategy session, because within the program we have 3 different preferred lenders, and there's special programs for our students. So make sure you take advantage of that. Okay. Yvonne Dubois found some good deals for wholesaling, but afraid to get stuck with a property that I can't unload. Also wary of Illinois rules on wholesaling. Well, here's the thing. If you can't unload the property, just cancel the transaction. You have to remember, when you go into a transaction, you have a contingency period. A contingency period gives you time to inspect the property, verify the condition. So there are certain things that happen. So during that time, if you can't find a buyer, you just cancel the transaction and get your deposit back. So you get nothing to lose. But once you sign a piece of paper that says you're removing your contingencies, if you cancel at that point, that's when you're going to lose your good faith deposit. All right. So we have a lot of questions coming in right now. You guys started off slow today. Now you're firing them. All right. What do we got here? Tashawn, I'm clueless and don't know where to start, but I know I'm capable and have the tools. Every single one of you are capable, and every single one of you have the tools. It's up to you whether you want to do it or not. So let's make this happen. Tashawn, I'd go ahead and book that free mentorship call. Okay. How do you find investors to assign contracts when wholesaling? I mean, there's so many different ways. I'll just give you one example. Like last night on Privy alone, it shows you all the different fix and flip houses in the market you're looking in, right? So in this software, I could look in Orange County, California. It's going to show me all the houses that were flipped by investors. Then I take the list of all the houses that were flipped by investors. I skip trace that through a software, get all the phone numbers of the people that flipped those houses, and then I call them. It's like, hey, I noticed you just flipped 123 on Main Street. That was a beautiful property. Looks like you did pretty well. I actually have another property on the same street that I'm looking to sell. Are you interested in flipping a house in the same neighborhood? Guess what? Most times, yes. They're looking to flip houses in the same neighborhood. They know the market and they know the comps, and they have a track record in the area. Kathleen, walking a wholesale deal today and walking a deal that you plan to wholesale. Awesome, Kathleen. Love to hear that. What should I do when I have a possible wholesale opportunity? Well, if you're looking to assign it, the first thing you need to do is get a contract signed. And then once you get your contract signed, you want to make sure you find a buyer. So those are the two things you want to make sure you get done. This is from Tamira Hall. Fear. Fear is normal. Everybody has it. Not knowing where or how to start. But I guess you just answered it. Yeah, I did just answer. You got to remember, every single real estate investor on the planet today, they started at day one. My first day in real estate, I didn't know what title was. I didn't know what escrow was. I didn't even know what a mortgage was, right? But over time, you learn. Blake Henry, I don't think I can be a wholesaler because I don't have the salesman mentality. I want to flip homes. Okay, let's fix that mindset. There's nothing about a salesman mentality because here's what you're trying to do. You're just helping people and you're getting paid to do it. So it's not about selling, it's about just asking questions, getting answers, and putting together a transaction. So don't think of this as selling, and by the way, we're selling all day, every day in life. When you want something, you're selling yourself. That's just how it works. So I think you'd be a fantastic wholesaler if you can create leads and have phone conversations and ask questions. That's all it takes. This is from Kara. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions from a student standpoint. Homeschooled has provided me with so much. Oh, thank you, Kara. That was sweet. Yeah, we're having a lot of fun within the community. And then tonight we have a 1.5 to 2 hour Q&A session with me. And then tomorrow we have one of the new comp review sessions with the team at Target Buys Houses. Kathleen, oh, you're closing a deal that you acquired from a wholesaler. Awesome. Where can we obtain a legal contract once we obtain a buyer? Within the Homeschooled Student Center, we have a lot of different contracts and documents. So if you haven't booked your free strategy session, I would do that. Explain to them that you want some more information on contracts, and they'll be able to help you from there. Okay, we have Tyler. For marketing, are you doing all channels, mailers, cold call, SMS, PPC, social, realtors, etc.? I'm in Huntington Beach. Yes, Tyler, we're doing all of those things. Digital marketing, print marketing, outbound calls, outbound text messaging, email campaigns, social media marketing, pay-per-click, realtor connections, all of those things. Jacqueline, how long after closing on a flip are you the prior owner responsible for Sorry, I don't understand the question. Let me try this again. How long after closing on a flip are you the prior owner responsible for any house issues that may arise? Okay, so when I'm selling a flip, am I responsible for any issues? Let me think about this. Well, if it's something I knew about and I didn't disclose, I would be responsible. If the work is warranted, I would be responsible. If it's not, I wouldn't be responsible. When buyers are buying, they have a home inspection period where they get to inspect the property, and then they do what's called a request for repairs. And that's the time when the things need to get fixed before closing the transaction. Privy isn't available in Canada yet. That's the key word, yet. Okay. Anne-Marie Cox, who drafts the contract? Well, that would be whoever is executing the contract. So if you were the person trying to get the wholesale deal done, that would be you. And then, if you need help drafting that contract, with our program Homeschooled, we assign you to some one-on-one coaching that can help you draft those contracts. So if you haven't booked your free strategy session, you should definitely check it out. Kathleen Crisp, can you explain a double close versus assigning a contract? Yes. So when you're assigning a contract, you're never buying anything. It's not taking in any money. You're not getting any loans. Okay. So you're getting someone to sign a contract, and then you're getting someone else agree to assume that contract, and then you get a fee on that. If you're doing a back-to-back closing, well, that means closing means closing. So you'd have to buy the property and then immediately after close again. So it could be an ABC closing or an ABBC closing. Wes Morris, I made my first verbal offer on a home in Big Bear yesterday. Thanks for the inspiration. All right, Wes, we need to make about 1,000 more of those verbal offers all day, every day. Alicia, am I losing my voice? Yes, I'm losing my voice a little bit because all I do is talk. But luckily, I didn't have to get surgery. Like Heather had to get surgery last year from losing her voice from talking so much. But mine was actually pretty close. Thank you, Kara. Yeah, Kathleen, you want to make sure we get inspections. Yvette, which one of those marketing channels have been most effective for you? Here's the thing. What's working today is different than was working 6 months ago. What was working 6 months ago is different than what's going to be working 6 months from now. So that's why our community at Homeschool is so important, because we keep you up to date with what's happening. So right now, when it comes to marketing, if you were to ask me the best place to spend your money in today's climate, right now I think print marketing is actually the best. But not all print marketing is created equal. I've sent pieces and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars with no return. I've sent other pieces with $20,000 in cost that brought in $100,000 in return. So you have to make sure you're sending the right pieces. And a couple of weeks ago, we had a special event at Homeschooled, and we had a webinar going over a mailing campaign with huge results. Highly effective campaign. Handwritten letters by the robot. The cover photos are really appealing, and they're really engaging letters. And the key is to get people to respond to the print mail. So the pieces that you send is what's really, really important. Not all pieces are created equal. The code for Privy you gave last night isn't working. It still charges us the normal amount. That is the first time I'm hearing that. If anyone from Homeschool is on right now, if you can look into that, that would be great. Wes Morris, how do you design your mailers? I don't design my mailers. I hire the best mail designers to do them for me, and then I send them. So Wes, Wes, we saw at the live event. On tonight's call or whenever, I can give you information on the marketing company that can help you with the mailers. Okay. All right. This is from Ryan. Someone texted me last week, saying they were from your team, asking me to sign up for Tarek Founders 50 program. Is that your mentorship program? Yes, Ryan, it is. Okay. All right. What's our next question here? All right. Well, while I'm waiting for some more questions to come in, I'm not sure if anyone on right now is an accredited investor. But if you're an accredited investor, you can now partner with me on commercial deals. And I don't know if you guys saw the newest acquisition. It's a 376 unit multifamily apartment complex in Northwest Arkansas. Right now it's 80% subscribed, and I just love this building. It's an off market Class A. So if you want to invest with Tarek, you want to partner with me, this is your chance. So if that's something you want to do, you can go to my Instagram, my social media, click the link in my bio, and then get more information on TEM Capital. And then Blake Henry, it's all about the mindset. I have my strategy call on Friday. That is 100% correct, Blake. This is nothing more than the mindset. Like, it's about trial and error, and accepting that the process of learning this business is a process that everybody had to go through. The ones that kept going are the ones that made it. The ones that got frustrated and quit are the ones that didn't make it. So if you're always going, if you're always trying, eventually you're gonna figure it out. Okay. This is from Kara. Can you explain to me on here how to become accredited? So you can literally go on Google and look up what it takes to be accredited investor. If you're single, I believe you have to have an income of 200,000 a year over the last 2 years, or a net worth of $1 million outside your primary residence. Or if you're a couple, I believe it's an income of 300,000 over the last 2 years, or a net worth of $1 million. But I would say definitely go ahead and verify that on the internet. Hi Tark, what strategies do you feel would be best going into a recessionary market? I mean, all the strategies we teach, it's all the same. We're hunting for deals, and there's so many ways to hunt for deals. You can do that by the phone, you can do that by text, you can do that by email, you can do that by knocking, you can do that by networking, you can do that by marketing. The goal is to either get the phone to ring so you can talk to a homeowner, or you call a homeowner yourself. Those are the two ways. Correct, Kathleen. Today, good morning, how you doing? Gary Combs. Hi Tark, the meeting last night was amazing. Privy was a game changer. Thank you for everything. Oh, you're very welcome, Carrie. Jake, I need advice. My old condo is currently being used as a rental with a low 3% interest rate, but condos in the area don't appreciate much. Would you consider selling capital gains tax free since it was a primary home to buy a property that will appreciate more but with higher interest rate? Man, I think, a lot more details to this. So if you were going to tell me you wanted to sell to get the money out, to go invest in your business and do multiple transactions, I think that could be a good idea. If you're saying you want to sell this property to buy another one and keep it as a rental in hopes of future appreciation, I'd probably keep it at that 3% interest rate. And then as time goes on, in the future, maybe you can get a HELOC or something like that. What if you're a private money lender? Can we still invest with you? You absolutely can, 100%. When did it hit you to invest outside of Orange County? So my first few years investing was all Southern California. About year 3 or 4, I realized that I needed to start buying rental properties because that's how you build wealth. And that's when I started investing out of state. Do you need capital to wholesale? No, you do not. You might need a little bit of money, maybe 1,000, 2,000, something like that. But you don't need money to buy the house. You don't need money to fix the house. You just need to get someone to sign that contract. What percentage of ARV do you want to buy at with the market shifting? That's really a case by case, but I think 65% is a fairly decent number, or 60%. When calling homeowners, do you have to check the do not call list? Yes. And if you use a company to scrape your records, I believe they can automatically remove those. Greeting from Chile. Hey Sergio, how you doing in Chile? That's pretty neat. Aurelie, good morning. I have just started driving for dollars and I love it. Okay, so here's what you got to do. So when you're out there driving for dollars, when you see a house, instead of just writing down the address and sending something, I want you to park your car, get out, go knock on the door, and talk to the owner and see if they want to sell. Do you find you build better wealth with rentals than flipping and wholesaling? Oh, absolutely. Your wealth is going to be made through buying and holding real estate. But what does it take to buy and hold real estate? Well, it takes money. So I use flipping and wholesaling as a tool to make money so that I can go buy passive investment. So the reason I invest in real estate is so I can invest in real estate. So I make my money flipping and wholesaling so I can buy long-term assets. Can you explain how buying rental properties builds wealth in a case where you don't deal in interest. I don't understand in a case you don't deal with interest, but this is how properties bring wealth. I'll give you guys an example. In 2006, I bought my very first rental property. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2,200 square foot house in Charlotte, North Carolina. At the time, entry level homes in California were $600,000. Okay, this house in North Carolina, brand new construction, was $160,000. I was like, there is no way this thing can go down. I can't even build it for 160. So I paid 160 for it. By 2008, this house was worth about $80,000. And I remember thinking, man, I am screwed. I should let this thing go to foreclosure. I should short sale. And I did it. And I decided, I'm going to fight. I'm going to keep this thing. So I think the mortgage all in everything was about, I think, $1,100 a month. And I ended up renting it in 2008 for, it was like $950 a month. So every month I had to write a check for $250. And today that exact same house that was renting for about $1,000 a month rents for $2,000 a month. And guess what? My payment is still $1,100. So now I'm making cash flow. Also, that house I paid $160 for, that dropped to $80. Today it's worth about $365,000. So it went from $80 to $365,000 in 12 years. So over time it goes up. So let's do some math. Let's just say time goes by and you buy 20 houses, right? Each house is worth say $300,000. So you now have $6 million in houses. Well, what happens if the market goes up 20% in a year like it did in 2020 or even more, 2021? Well, what's 20% of $6 million? That's 1.2 million. So just because you owned 20 rentals and the real estate market appreciated, your net worth just went up by $1.2 million. Wouldn't it make sense to buy, fix, and sell, rinse, and repeat? Absolutely. That's what I do. Buy, fix, sell, rinse, and repeat. But if you want to get real wealth, you need to buy and hold. Taxes take a lot of profit out of these deals. And you got to remember, if I buy something today for $1 million, in 10 years from now, if it's worth $5 million, I can get a new loan against it for $3.5 million. And now I just got $2.5 million back tax free. When buying foreclosures, do the banks let you have an inspection period due diligence? Yes and no. If you're buying at the auction, no. If you're buying a bank-owned properties, typically, yeah, you'll get an inspection period. Although, I've seen it where they've said no. All right, we got about 2-3 more questions here, and then I got to go do a little bit of filming. How do you submit opportunities to your acquisitions team? To send any deals for us to take a look at buying off you or partnering with you, you can email adam@tarikbuyshouses.com. Ryan, I got to call Vicky today. It's on the list. Today, I don't take loans or interest, nor do I use credit cards or anything that pertains to interest. Did you take out a loan to get that house? I take out a loan to get every house. If you use debt and if you use loans the right way, it gives you the advantage and the opportunity to make way more money than if you're doing it with just cash. So by learning to leverage financing, that's where you really make it big. And the biggest companies in the world, that's what they do. I remember when I first got into real estate, my dream was to buy a house and pay it off cash, right? And then as time went on, I realized that is the worst thing I could possibly do. And let me tell you why. Let's just say I had $1 million, right? And the house was paid off cash. So I don't have a mortgage payment, but I have $1 million sitting there. Now imagine, instead of having a paid off house, I get a loan for $700,000, okay? Against that $1 million house. And now this payment on this $700,000 loan is going to cost me $3,500 a month. When I had it cash, it cost me $0. So now I have a $3,500 payment, but I have $700,000 cash. Now let's just say I take that $700,000 cash and I go buy 2 investment properties, I put tenants in there, and then they're paying rent. And let's just say I'm bringing rent of 7,500. So my payment's 3,500 because I borrowed 700,000, but then I bought houses that are bringing cash flow of 7,500. Well, guess what? I get to keep the difference, which is $4,000 a month. So by paying off this house cash, I'm actually losing $4,000 a month. And also, I'm not getting appreciation or future equity like I am because I have these other houses. All right. All right, guys. Well, it is time. I got to go film a little bit of Flipping 101 in Venice Beach, California. I hope everybody had a great time today. I enjoyed this. Just love seeing all the familiar faces, love answering your questions, and had so much fun last night. So I will see a lot of you tonight on tonight's webinar. And if you haven't booked your free strategy session, let's do this. So get that scheduled, and I'll see you guys next time.